The Nigerian Nuclear Regulatory Authority strict enforcement on nuclear safety and radiation protection regulation across the country. The agency is recognized for the workers of the authority by Alimazam Nigeria Limited. The workshop titled Strengthen Regulatory Competence, Inspector Effectiveness and Service Delivery Reforms was aimed at enhancing staff capacity and operational efficiency. It is explained that the NNRA's regulatory mandate cut across several sectors, including oil and gas, health, education, evacuation, and construction, where radioactive materials are utilized or researched. According to him, non-compliance, particularly by government-owned institutions, have remained a major challenge, prompting the authority to deepen collaboration with authority agencies. In Abuja has granted an interlocutory injunction filed by the Minister of the Federal Capital 33, Nyesom Wike, and the FCT administration. Dragged the chairman of the Joint Union Action Committee, Rifkatu Loita, and its secretary, Abdullahi Humar Saleh, action, picketing, or lockout. Delivering his ruling, Justice E. Days to Biliba held that the matter before the court amounted to the trade dispute and had met the required legal condition, and the defendant's right to embark on industrial action was not absolute. He ruled that the workers were prohibited from already ongoing. It must cease pending the determination of the case. The Chief of Defense Staff General Olufemi Oluyede has reaffirmed the commitment of the armed forces of Nigeria. According to the post by the Director, Defense Information, Major General Sumaila Ubal, Oluyede stated this at the opening ceremony of the Human Security Airs, who was represented by the Chief of Defense Standard and Evaluation, Major General Ibrahim Lassa, commended the British Defense Staff for the sustained support and cooperation in strengthening the operational effectiveness of the AFN, particularly in the area of civil-military relations. He noted that the collaboration reflects the enduring defense partnership between Nigeria and the United Kingdom, which was the house town of the Adamawa State Governor, Abdullahi Fintiri Madagali, was attacked in the early hours of this morning by suspected terrorists, kidnapping 6 family members. This was contained in a statement by the State Police Command spokesperson, SP Sulaiman, noting that a combined rescue team of police and military are in the area searching for the abducted family members. According to the statement, the Commissioner of Police, the Adamawa State Command, Maurice, has directed sustained search and safe rescue and the return of the victims and prevent further threat. Fintiri will today begin the tour of the 21 World Business News. Do stay with us. Thank you so much for staying with us. Moving ahead now on the business, the National Assembly will today resume plenary session with the scrutiny of President Bola Tinubu's 58.7 trillion naira 2026 appropriation bill and amendments to the Nigeria's electoral law topping its legislative agenda. The leader of the Senate, Senator Okweyemi Bamidele, stated that the upper and the lower chamber would also expedite work on the review of the 1999 Constitution, assuring all that the documents will be completed and ready for transmission to the state legislatives by the first quarter of 2026. Bamidele disclosed this in a statement in Abuja, noting that the committees in both chambers had already commenced hard work that the budget, when enacted, will reinforce macroeconomic stability, deepen Nigeria's global competitiveness, and translate economic growth into jobs, higher income, and improved living standard, while restoring the January to December budget cycle. The Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission and the agency of the federal government had urged oil-producing states to fully cooperate in the ongoing exercise to resolve dispute over the oil and gas well by plot. The flag-off of the plotting of the coordinates of the disputed and newly drilled oil and gas wells covering affected oil-producing states from January 20 of the exercise is accepted by all the parties. The chairman of the agency explained that the exercise equitable distribution of the 13% derivation fund to the oil and gas producing state. On the foreign business, India has pledged to deepen ties with Nigeria across key sectors, including trade, on shared democratic value. The Indian High Commissioner to Nigerian Ambassador Abhishek said by the pledge late on late in Abuja. During his country's 77th Republic Day, his commitment to Nigeria is driven by a shared vision for inclusive growth and the South-South cooperation. According to him, India has invested nearly $27 billion in Nigeria, with cooperation expanding across defense, energy, and telecommunication, pharmaceutical, agriculture, and information technology. You are still watching the World News from New Frontiers. Glad you're still there with us on New Frontiers Television. Moving on the foreign scene now, let's begin with Japan's story, where the Prime Minister Takachi says that Japan's strategic alliance with the United States will collapse if Tokyo were to turn away from a conflict in Taiwan. But distance from the previous comment that suggested a possible military response in such an event. Takachi expressed her latest view when an opposition leader criticized her for igniting tension with China with the earlier remark. Fights between Japan and China have sunk to the worst level in years after Takachi said in November that the hypothetical Chinese attack on Taiwan could bring about a Japanese military response. Beijing has responded with the export corps, flight cancellation, and vitriolic commentaries, repeatedly demanding a retraction. China claims sovereignty over the democratically governed island of Taiwan. The Trump administration has signaled to Ukraine that the United States security guarantee Russia. Washington has also indicated it could offer Ukraine more weapons to strengthen its peacetime army if Kyiv agreed to withdraw forces from the part of the eastern region it controls. Ukrainian President Zelensky said that a U.S. document for each to be signed. Zelensky has consistently said that Ukraine's territorial integrity must be upheld in any peace deal to end the war. Up next is sport. Stay with us. To still have you with New Frontiers Television. Moving ahead now, the sports scene head coach Moses Aduko has expressed satisfaction with the progress of the Nigerian Under-20 girls Falconet as the two-time FIFA World Cup silver medalists continue preparation for the third round of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifying fixtures against Senegal. The past week spent in camp has been productive, with all the invited players fully present and responding positively to training. The technical crew was focused on technical organization, team cohesion, and overall strategy, and the players have demonstrated commitment, discipline, and intensity through the preparations. Aduko emphasized that action remains firmly on the upcoming qualifier, stressing the importance of securing a strong result in the first leg on home soil. Nigeria will host the first leg of the fixture at the Lagos Salami Stadium on Saturday, 7th of February, with the return leg scheduled for Saturday, 14th February in Dakar, Senegal. Nigeria's Green Arrow will face the defending champion Egypt in a defensive Group 1 encounter today at the Africans Men Handball Championship, with qualification for the semi-final and the direct ticket to the 2027 IHF Men's World Championship at stake. Egypt goes into the final rounds of the group matches as leaders after winning both of their games, scoring 83 goals and conceding 56 to sit top with 4 points and commanding goal difference of plus 27 level on point with Angola, but ahead of goals scored. Widely regarded as the Africa's most successful handball nation, Egypt has a storied pedigree at the global level, having become the first non-European country to reach the semi-finals of the World Championship and the first African side to reach the last 4 at the Olympic Games. 9-time Nigerian champion and the 2-time CAF Champions League winner, Eyimba International FC, have appointed Cameroonian coach Emmanuel Duche as their new head coach, making him the club's 4th coach in the last 2 years. Duche's appointment was confirmed by the Abia State Commissioner for Information, Oke Kanu. The former Sunshine Star gaffer replaces Deji Ayeni. This dispute between Eyimba and the then head coach Sterling Eguma. He officially took charge of his first match last week in a goalless draw with Barao FC in Aba before overseeing the Sunday's 2-0 defeat to Niger Tornadoes, result that led to the dismissal. Nigeria Championship, which was scheduled to hold in London between April 28 to May 10. The draw for the historic centenary edition, marking 100 years of the World Cup Africa and Saudi Arabia in Group 15, while the women's team was drawn alongside Australia, Uzbekistan and Wales in Group 11. The competition will be played in 2 stages, with all teams' matches decided using a best. With us on Ifrontis TV, I am Shegun Fumi Oyedokun. Good afternoon.